For Apple fanboys like me, September is the next best thing to Christmas morning because that's when Apple releases the new operating systems for all of our Apple devices. And this year, iOS 26 is coming for the iPhone, and there's some amazing features and functions. Want to know the best ones? Stick around, I got you covered. I'm Dylan Stewart, the MacWhisperer, and in today's video, I'm going to be counting down my 7 favorite features of iOS 26. Apple releases new operating systems every year, but this one's special, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. If you'd like to follow along, make sure to grab your free SmartGuide, which will walk you step by step through everything we're going to talk about today. And make sure to stick around for my MacWhisperer Power Tip, where I reveal a brand new app making its way to the iPhone for the first time ever. Let's hop on in and get started. Well, the iPhone's been a phone for a long time, but the phone app has never really gotten any major updates or any major love. But that ends with iOS 26 because the phone app has gotten a ton of brand new features. The first thing you're going to notice is what's called the new unified view. The new unified view changes the way we see our phone app. Gone are the tabs down at the bottom that separated out your calls, your favorites, your voicemails, and everything else. In its place is a brand new unified view that shows your favorite contacts up at the top and your recent calls down below. If you click on the 3 lines in the upper right-hand corner here, you'll see a ton of new options, allowing you to quickly move from your calls section to the missed calls, to move from missed calls to voicemails, or over to unknown callers, which we'll talk about in a moment. It's a powerful new feature that filters out any phone calls from unknown contacts. Clicking on the 3 lines, you can also go into the brand new spam section where any spam or robocalls are collected. And down at the bottom, you can click the Manage Filtering option, which will take you to the phone settings where you can control exactly how it filters your calls. One of the most important new features about call filtering has to do with unknown callers. For a while, we've had 2 options for unknown callers. Let them ring right in, which is unfortunate because most unknown and blocked callers are junk. The other option was to silence unknown or blocked callers, which is a great tool that allows those unknown callers to go straight to voicemail where you can check the messages later and call them back if you need to. But the problem is, sometimes an unknown caller isn't spam. It's your doctor's office calling from a blocked line, or somebody that you haven't added into your address book yet. So the new feature with iOS 26 is the ability to ask the reason for calling, which means if an unknown caller calls your phone, rather than it going to voicemail or ringing through, it asks them what the purpose of the call is, and it shares that purpose in a transcription right on your phone, making it so easy for you to know whether you should pick up that call or let it go straight to voicemail. We've also got additional options for unknown callers and spam. This can help you separate your unknown callers and identify spam calls and send them to a different section of the phone app so you aren't bothered when you get a phone call from someone pretending to be the IRS or pretending to be Social Security. You can always check these spam calls later and return them if they're legitimate, but it's using spam filtering from your carrier to help ensure that only real calls get through. So those are a couple of the awesome filtering tools that exist on the phone app, but there's even more tools inside of the phone app than that. Coming back to the 3 lines in the upper right-hand corner, if you don't like the unified view and you'd like to switch back to the classic view, Apple has listened. Apple got a ton of criticism for iOS 18 because they made major changes, but they didn't give people the option to go back to the earlier version. It looks like they finally heard those complaints because with OS 26, I can click on the 3 lines up here and go from the unified view back to the classic view where the tabs show up along the bottom, allowing you to go from your favorites to your recent, to your contacts, to your keypad, to your voicemail. It's easy to change by clicking on the 3 dots and jumping back into the unified view and exploring the 2 options. When you first open up your phone app, it may ask whether you want to use the unified view or not. If you choose no, you can always change it back at a later point, making it easy to use the phone the way you've always used it, or explore some of the new tools and options. But the phone app has even more new features added in beyond those filtering tools. In fact, it's got a great new feature where when you call somebody and get put on hold, the phone will recognize hold music and offer to hold on the call for you, just like this. Once you click on that button and put the call on hold, you'll see it up in your dynamic island. At any point, you can tap on the dynamic island and see what's going on with that call. Sometimes when you're on hold, the hold music might stop, and a person might pick up the phone but just to tell you how much they value your call. You can see that right here in real time, enabling you to know exactly when to answer the call. And when an actual human being picks up, you'll be notified on your phone and other nearby Apple devices that it's time to pick the call up. Simply clicking the answer button will put you right back on the call. But sometimes you might pick it up by accident and need to put it back on hold. No problem. Click the three dots in the lower left-hand corner and choose Hold Assistance, and it will put that call right back on hold, and you can go about doing other things on your phone while you stay on hold and wait for the right time to pick up that call. One of the best new features of the iOS 26 phone app builds on a feature from iOS 18 called Live Voicemail. And here's how Live Voicemail works. When somebody calls you and you don't pick it up, and they go to voicemail, as they begin to leave you a message, you can see the message appear in real time on your phone and you can answer it easily. It works just like this. So as we can see, my wife is calling me right now, but I'm in the middle of recording a video, so I can't take that call, but maybe it's important. It's all right. As she hits my voicemail, she'll begin to leave the message and I can answer that message at any point. Watch this. At any point, you can click the accept button and pick up the call. Hi, honey, that's awesome. I think maybe fish, maybe salmon. You like tacos, but can we do fish tacos? And just like that, you don't have to check your voicemail at a later point. You can pick it up, screen your call, and answer any call anytime while they're leaving a voicemail message. But that feature got a huge upgrade with OS 26. Now, in addition to having live voicemail, if somebody calls you before they even hit your voicemail, you can click this little type to reply button and type in any message. When you send that message to the caller, they'll hear a voice read the message out and they can respond directly to your message and you'll see their response in real time.
They said, "Hi, honey, I'm in the middle of recording a YouTube video. I'll call you when I'm done."
This means you don't have to wait for the person to leave a voicemail to tell them what you need to tell them or to hear what they're calling about. These are some of the best new features for the phone app that I've ever seen, and I'm so excited to get started with them. I love iMessage and use it all the time. It is my prime communication tool. But you know what? It could always be a little bit more fun. In iOS 26, you can go into any of your text conversations and spice them up a little bit. In this text conversation, we've got this plain white background. It's so boring, but simply clicking on the person's name at the top of the conversation will enable you to come into the background section. You can add any photo from your photo library and use it as an image for the background of this conversation. But there's even more that you can do with backgrounds beyond photos. You can come into this colors section and choose many of the pre-configured colors that Apple has added to iMessage. Swiping through them from the right to the left, you can choose different styles and colors, and I love the way they move within the background. In addition to that, we've got options for sky images, including dusk and haze and sunset or clear skies. You've got options for water, like light water or dark water. You've got these different aurora images, which shine and really help your message chain pop. But in addition to all of those, if you have a phone with Apple Intelligence, you can create your own background at will. Simply clicking on the playground option here, you can describe any kind of image. I'm going to click the Show More button, go into Spring, click down here and add hearts into this background. This is my conversation with my mom after all, so it's nice for her to know that I'm always thinking about her. Let's send the hearts in, and it will take the spring theme and the hearts option and give us an awesome background just like this. You'll get several options that you can swipe through until you find the one that's perfect. When you're ready, click the blue check button in the upper right-hand corner and it will show you a preview of how that background will look inside of this conversation chain. You'll even have additional options down below. You'll see I can change this from the natural view to a black and white view, or a duotone, or a color wash view. There are tons of options that make it super simple for you to make your background customized and perfect for you. Go ahead and click the blue check button in the upper right-hand corner when you're ready to save that background, and that will be the new background for that text conversation. Any party in a text conversation can change the background whenever they want. But if you don't like backgrounds in your text messages, you can turn them off by coming into Settings, coming down to the bottom where you see Apps, and coming into Messages. As you scroll through the options, you'll see the choice to turn off conversation backgrounds. That allows you to have a plain background while the rest of the party inside of the text conversation can have the background of their choosing. This works in individual conversations as well as in group conversations, and it's a great new tool that kicks iMessage up a notch and makes it even more friendly and more customizable. There are a ton of other iMessage updates that we're not going to go deep into, but if you'd like to explore them, come into any text conversation, click on the name up at the top, go to the Info tab, and as you scroll through it, you'll find other tools like the ability to translate any text message conversation. So if you're in a text conversation with someone who speaks another language primarily, you can come in, turn on Translate, and choose from any of these different languages. Instead of the person trying to translate for you, they can speak in their native language and it will translate it in real time so that you know exactly what they meant to say, even though you don't speak French or Italian or German. The live translation feature is extremely powerful, but it's not the only other feature that exists in iOS 26. One of my favorite iMessage features is the ability to send polls within a text conversation. For this example, I'm going to head into my conversation with my wife and ask her what she wants for dinner tonight. Clicking on the plus button in the lower left-hand corner will open up all of your tools, including the brand new polls option. Clicking right here, you'll get an option to create different choices for your poll. Let's find out what we're having for dinner. Maybe we'll have turkey, or salmon, or tacos. Make sure to tell the person what the poll is about by coming down to the comment section here. And as soon as you send it, the other party or parties will see all of the options. And in addition to being able to vote on the choices you've given, they can add additional choices into the poll right from their devices. This works great for a couple trying to decide on where to have dinner or what to cook, but it can also be a great tool for a group text chain when you want to find out what movie you can all go to or what night works best for the next meeting. Now vote on whatever you like. I think I want to vote on fish tacos. Let's see what my wife would like to have. Oh, looks like it's fish tacos for us tonight. Sounds delicious. That's the new polls functionality, and it's an amazing tool that I can't wait to use more and more when I'm trying to find a date to meet, a movie to see, or a restaurant to visit. But there's one more feature I want to talk about before we leave iMessage behind, and that is the brand new spam filtering tools that exist inside of iMessage. Before Apple added their new spam filtering functionality, we had to rely on third-party apps like Nomo Robo or RoboKiller in order to filter our spam text and phone calls. But Apple has upped their game. The phone app has great spam filters, and so does the Message app. Clicking on the three lines in the upper right-hand corner here, you're going to see all sorts of different filtered sections where you can see all of your unknown senders in one simple place. You can see any transactions. Transactions can be a purchase that you made or a company that's trying to get your attention. Clicking on all transactions here will show you any of these messages that have popped up. This is super helpful because so many of these messages are junk. Maybe not spam, but certainly junk. Clicking on the three lines again, you'll see an option to find all of the text messages that are promotional based. These are companies that are sending you offers. You don't need those text messages cluttering up your inbox. Coming back to the 3 lines, you'll also see a special spam filtered section which collects any texts that look spammy, like these ones right here. So you won't have to worry about those toll roads notifications that you keep getting because they'll land here instead of in your inbox. Clicking on the 3 lines again, you'll also notice an ability down at the bottom to manage filtering. By clicking this button, it will open up settings to the Messages app, allowing you to customize the filters that you do or don't want for your iMessage. Here you can screen unknown senders. You can allow notifications for any of these separate sections. You can turn your text message filter on or off if you don't like the way it's filtering things, and you can have it filter spam. All of these new filtering tools make it so much easier for you to focus on the messages from the people that really matter to you, rather than wasting time on spam calls, toll roads offers, or all sorts of sales or political information. Let's take back iMessage and stop wasting our time with all of these spam calls. It's easy and it's built in, so you can wave goodbye to that overpriced subscription for RoboKiller or the other third-party spam apps. There's a ton of other new features for iMessage in iOS 26, including some great tools for group messaging, including better notifications and the ability to have an individual conversation inside of a group text conversation. Powerful tools, so that's what we've got for iMessage. For our next feature, let's dig into the brand new iOS 26 Photos app. A year ago, when Apple released iOS 18, they redesigned the Photos app and most people hated it. They were confused, lost, and didn't really know how to get around. For a change, it feels like Apple actually listened because the new iOS 26 Photos app takes a lot of those criticisms into account, giving us back some features we used to have and updating some of the new features to make them easier to use and easier to understand. Let's take a look around. When you first come into the Photos app, you'll notice that down at the bottom, we have 2 separate tabs again, the ability to keep your library focused or your collections. In iOS 18, both of these functions were on one unified page, but now they've been separated out into 2 separate tabs like they used to be. Let's check out the Collections section. The Collections section is an easy place to organize and find specific kinds of photos. You can have your trips, your albums, your shared albums, people and pets. You can even have wallpaper suggestions right here. For each section, you'll notice an arrow to the right of it. That will allow you to hide that section completely if you don't want to use it, or show it if that's one of the sections you want to focus on. Down at the bottom, we've got the Reorder button, which can allow you to customize your Collections section, taking the features you like the most and bringing them front and center, and allowing you to take features you don't use and drop them down to the bottom. Clicking the blue checkbox will save that new organization. By clicking on the 3 dots, there's 3 separate views you can use. The top view highlights your top collection, making it a little larger and easier to see. The middle view makes everything a nice, simple grid where everything's the same size and you can scroll around to find what you're looking for. The far right option makes all of the collections larger, making them pop on your phone. The collections are a great and easy way to find specific kinds of photos quickly, and by reorganizing this section to your heart's content, you can make it easier than ever to get into your albums, your shared albums, your people and pets, or any other section of the collections. In the upper right-hand corner, we've got our profile icon, which allows us to make changes to our Photos app without having to go into the Settings app to do it. You'll see options like different notifications, your library views, view options, and even some sharing tools and some reset options. At the top of the profile section, you'll see exactly how many photos you've got in your library. And if there's a syncing issue, it'll show it right here, making it easier than ever to make sure your phone, your computer, and your iPad all sync properly with your Photos app. Clicking on the Library tab at the bottom left brings you into your photo library. You can pinch and spread to make photos bigger, showing fewer photos, or make them smaller, showing more photos. Up at the top, we've got our Sort tool right here. This Sort tool gives us plenty of options, including the ability to quickly switch between sorting from date captured, which is the date that you took the picture, versus sorting by recently added, which is the date you added the picture in. This is a critical tool because sometimes you get emailed or texted an old photo and trying to figure out where it is in your photo library can be impossible. But if you click on the Sort by Recently Added, it drops right down to the bottom, making it easier than ever to find. Coming back to our Sort tool, there's other options here. If you use the iCloud Shared Photo Library, you can choose whether your library shows both your shared library and your personal library, or one or the other. Down below that, we've got a powerful filter tool that can allow you to quickly find your favorites, your edited, your photos, your videos, your screenshots. And the nice thing about this filters section is that you can stack filters on top of each other. I might want to see my favorite pictures. Clicking on the favorites filter, here they are front and center. But I might also only want to see favorite videos. One simple click, and here are the favorite videos. The filter tool is really powerful and gives you all sorts of important tools. But the most important tool that they've added is this one down at the bottom that says Not in an Album. By clicking here, it can show you only the photos in your library that have not yet been put into albums and organized. For a lot of people, this is a critical tool because as we sort our photos, if the photo library shows everything, it can be really hard to know what you've sorted and what you haven't put away yet. But those days are done because this Not in an Album filter solves it perfectly. Underneath the filter option, we've got the View Options tool. And this gives us the ability to quickly zoom in or zoom out, but I still like pinching and spreading, to adjust the aspect ratio so that your photos are either square or their actual size. Let me show you what that looks like. Right now, our photos are in a square grid, but if I click here, come into View Options and change the aspect ratio, instead of a square grid, I've got the photos in the actual full size. I can see which ones are vertical and which ones are horizontal. Tapping on my Sort tool again and back to View Options, I can change it back to the square grid. Down below, I can choose whether to show screenshots, shared images, and my library badge inside of my photo library. If you're one of those people who takes tons of screenshots, turning off the screenshots capability here can make it easier for you to find the pictures you're looking for without having to stumble across all of those random screenshots you've taken. You can also turn off the Shared with You section, which are photos that have been emailed or texted to you and are temporarily showing up in your library until you permanently add them. It's a great feature so that you can find those pictures you forgot to add from that text message. But for some people, those shared photos get in the way. A simple click right here, and they disappear. As you begin to scroll in your library, you'll notice that the Years, Months, and All section pops up right beneath you. As soon as we start scrolling, there's my ability to sort my photo library by years, by months, or to see all the pictures in one place. They've also enhanced the search capability, adding natural language search, making it easy for you to look for a specific picture of a specific person in a specific place. And suddenly, here are pictures of my wife and I in Hawaii. Simple and easy. In my opinion, they did a great job of fixing the Photos app and listening to the criticism from last year without losing all of the progress from the new design and the new changes. The new Photos app makes it so much easier to find your photos quickly and organize them any way you like. While we're on the topic of pictures, our next feature is the brand new redesigned camera app. For the first time in forever, Apple took a top-to-bottom look at how we actually use the camera app, and they redesigned it and simplified it to make it so much easier for you to take that picture quickly and make quick adjustments. When you first come into the camera app, you're going to notice how clean the interface suddenly looks. There's not all of these tools and options. Down at the bottom, we've got a switch that can go between photos and videos. Simply clicking here will change us from the photos view to the videos view or back again. But if you swipe on that exact same tool, you can go into your portrait mode, your spatial mode, panoramic photos. Going the other direction allows you to go to cinematic video, slow motion video, and time lapse. Apple has taken all of the tools that we regularly use, but rather than putting them all in front of us, they've given us a slider that makes it super simple to go from a photo to a portrait or from a photo to video. In addition to those basic changes, if you tap on the photo section down below here, It brings up all of your tools, allowing you to quickly change your flash or your live settings, your timer, your exposure, your styles, even the aspect ratio. And the same is true in the video section. A simple tap on the video bar will allow you to add your flash, change your exposure, or adjust your action mode settings. Regardless of whether you're taking photos or videos, this new tool makes it so much easier to see what you're going to get before you actually take the picture. Up on the top bar, we see which settings are currently active. In my case, the flash is off, live photos are on, and we've got a style set. In the upper left-hand corner, we can quickly add a photo into our shared library or into our personal library. And even better than that, right next to it, we've got a new tool that makes it easy for you to switch between a standard photograph and a raw photo, making it simple for you to avoid the settings app altogether when you need to switch from standard photography to raw photography. And the same is true when you're inside of the video section. Here you've got your settings for video at HD resolution and 30 frames per second. But a click will allow you to change to 4K video and up to 120 frames per second. These changes make it so easy for you to adjust your photography on the fly. I just spent 2 weeks at Burning Man, and while I was there, I took hundreds and hundreds of photos. And having the easy ability to switch between the different lenses and the different styles is such a breath of fresh air. I've always loved the camera app, but this new redesigned camera app takes it to the next level. It makes it easier than ever for you to capture that perfect picture before it's simply gone. And since we're already talking about photos and the camera app, our next feature is about the redesigned screenshot experience. In the past, when we used to take a screenshot, it would show up as a little preview screenshot in the lower left-hand corner. Tapping on it would allow you to annotate it, crop it, or make basic changes. But in iOS 26, they've completely redesigned the entire screenshot experience. Now when we take a screenshot, it gives us a full screen view of that screenshot, making it easy for us to quickly mark it up using any of the markup tools, including the ability to add signatures. It's also given us an easy way to crop this picture by dragging these bars and finding the right part of the photograph that you actually wanted to take. But those aren't the only changes they've added to the screenshot tool. Now, once you've corrected your screenshot, clicking on the checkbox in the upper right-hand corner gives you multiple options. You can save it to photos or to files. You can add it to a quick note. Or you can copy and delete the screenshot so that you can paste it into a text message or an email without having to delete it later from your camera roll. And right from here, if you made an accident taking the screenshot in the first place, click Delete Screenshot and it goes away. But there's even more to the iOS 26 screenshot tool. For a while now, if you took a screenshot of Safari, like this, you would have the option to take the shot of the screen or to get a full page screenshot. For websites, full page screenshots are frequently necessary because you can't always see the entire website. Simply tapping right here gives you the full page, allowing you to see every part of that website at once inside of your screenshot. This simplifies a major problem. But in iOS 26, they've taken that full screen screenshot capability and added it into other apps. Let me show you what I mean. If I come into the Notes app here and go to take a screenshot of the Notes app, you'll notice up at the top I've got that screen versus full page option. The full page screenshot works in several of Apple's apps, including Notes, Mail, Safari, Pages, Numbers, Keynote, and more. This allows you to take a full page screenshot in any of those apps without having to take multiple screenshots to capture all of the information. It's a powerful update, but it's not the last update that Apple gave us with the Screenshots tool. The most valuable update to the Screenshots tool works with Apple Intelligence. When you take a screenshot of an image, it analyzes the image. Down below, you can ask ChatGPT information about the image. To the right, you can search Google for the image. You can even circle a part of the image for Google or ChatGPT to give you information about the section that you circled. But notice what happens down at the bottom if you take a picture of a screenshot with a date in it. I'd love to go to this Electric Moon Review concert. And now look, by taking a screenshot, I can add it to my calendar just like that. It takes all of the information right off the screenshot, and I can create the event and delete the screenshot and go back to what I was doing. The new Screenshot app has tons of tools and functionality, making it easier than ever to capture your screen with exactly what you want, whether it's a full page, a specific section of the screen, or whether you want to use AI to search up an item on the screen or add an event to your calendar. Powerful tools. All right, now we're really starting to move. The next powerful feature of iOS 26 exists inside of the Music app. I love the Music app, and they've done a great job continuing to make it better and better. But the tools that we've got in iOS 26 are some of the best they've released in a long time. I've got a library with literally hundreds or even thousands of artists, albums, and songs. The biggest problem happens when I want to hear a specific artist or a specific song. I can always ask Siri to do it, or I can search for it. But it would be great if I could pin an album, an artist, a playlist, or a song right to the top of my library. And now you can. It's easy to do. Come into your artist section, or your album section, or your song section. Find the artist that you want to highlight, and press and hold on their name. When you do, you'll get this pop-up with the ability to pin that artist right to your library page. So anytime you want to hear a new Grizz song, it's right there ready for you. And you can pin things like playlists as well. So if you've got your favorite playlist that you listen to all the time and you want it easier than ever to get to it, press and hold on it and simply pin that playlist. You can do it with albums, artists, songs, or playlists, making it easier than ever for you to get right to that song or album without hunting or searching. No Siri required. One of the other new additions to the Music app is the ability to use what's called AutoMix. And AutoMix is an AI-powered DJ that can perfectly blend the end of one song into the beginning of another song, picking the right songs and making it feel seamless as you transition out of the song you were listening to and into something new. While I was listening to music over the last couple of weeks, there were several times that I didn't even realize I'd changed songs because it had gone from one amazing musician to another one super easily. Here's how you do it. When you're inside of any playlist, click on the Now Playing bar down at the bottom. When it comes up, you'll notice several tools. On the far left, we've got our shuffle option. Next to that, we've got the repeat option. And next to that, we've got what's called infinite play. Infinite play is awesome because when you start playing a playlist and it runs out of songs, it figures out other songs that are like that playlist for you. But the most important new tool is this auto mix button on the far right. By simply turning this feature on, it will automatically blend one song into the next song, giving you a seamless music experience. It's fantastic for parties or for long drives because you don't have to think about what's coming next. It takes care of it and it blends it perfectly. And if that's not enough new features for the Music app, check this one out. When you're on a song in another language, like Gangnam Style, and you start to play it, if you come into your Now Playing bar here, and change over to the lyrics setting in the lower left-hand corner, it will not only allow you to play the song, but to also translate the lyrics phonetically and into your language, making it easier than ever to sing the lyrics properly, even if they're in a foreign language. But there's one more tool in the Music app that we need to talk about. Inside of your library, we have all of these playlists, and many people have dozens and dozens and dozens of playlists, making it time-consuming to scroll and scroll and scroll to find the playlist they want. On the Mac, we've always had the ability to create playlist folders to organize those playlists, but now that feature exists on the iPhone app as well. Coming to your playlist section, if you click the plus button, you can either create a new playlist or create a new folder. When you create a new folder, it can allow you to take any of your existing playlists and add them right in. Simply come to any one of those playlists, press and hold, and drag it right onto your new folder, just like that. This makes it so much easier to organize your playlists into separate sections so that you don't have to scroll endlessly to hear the playlist or the song that you want. Another fantastic update for iOS 26. So that brings us up to our seventh powerful feature, the new Files app. If you've never used the Files app on your phone or your iPad, you're missing out. The Files app bridges the gap between your devices, allowing you to take things from the desktop on your computer and open them instantly on your phone or iPad. It allows you to save, organize, and store your files across all of your devices using your iCloud Drive storage, your Dropbox storage, your Google Drive, or even your Microsoft OneDrive. Inside of the Files app, down at the bottom, you'll notice a couple of options. Your recent files, which are any files that have been added or changed recently. Your shared files, which are any files that you've shared or somebody else has shared with you, and the Browse section. In the Browse section, by clicking your arrow in the upper left-hand corner, you can explore all sorts of spaces inside of your iCloud Drive, allowing you to grab your desktop files from your computer without having to text or email them to yourself. Scrolling down here, you'll see locations, including your local phone storage, your iCloud Drive storage, and any other cloud storage tools that you've added and authenticated with on your iPhone, like Dropbox or Google Drive. Coming into the iCloud Drive section, you'll see all of your iCloud Drive files, including the desktop and documents folders from your computer. This makes it easy for you to come right in and grab any image from your desktop, any file from your documents folder, and work with it on your phone or iPad. But none of those are new features. The new features start as you begin to play with the different folders inside of files. For example, coming into this TMA Docs and Images folder, if I press and hold on it, I'll get an option down at the bottom to customize the folder and tags. Clicking on that will allow you to add an image to that folder. You can even add an emoji by clicking on the emoji button in the lower right-hand corner and choose any emoji you'd like to add to that folder. If you click on the Tags section here, you can not just change the color of the folder, but tag it with any of the tags that you use across all of your Apple devices. This belongs in the TMA folder, so let's tag it with TMA. And now we've got a brand new color for our folder and a brand new icon, making sure that it's easy for me to find that folder anytime that I'm looking for it. But that's still not the only thing that they've added to Files in this update. Right from here, you can press and hold on any item inside of Files and choose what app you'd like to open it with. In the past, documents and images would open right into the Files app, and you could share them to other apps, but it was an extra step. Now I can take this photo and open it with the Preview app, with Dropbox, or with any other compatible app that you've got installed on your phone. It saves you a step, and it makes things so much easier. But there's even one more powerful feature built directly into Files, and that's the ability to take any audio file and make it into a ringtone. In the past, if you wanted to make a ringtone, you had to use a third-party app like GarageBand or download ringtones from the iTunes store at a cost of $1 a ringtone. That's crazy. Now if you've got any audio file inside of the Files app, simply tap on it, click the Share button in the lower right-hand corner, and you can immediately use that as a ringtone, making it easier than ever to customize your ringtones without even spending a nickel on some third-party app. Great job, Apple. That's something people have asked for years, and it's finally easy to make a ringtone out of practically any audio file. So as you can see, iOS 26 is chock-filled with new features and functions that make your phone better than ever before, like the newly redesigned phone app with its unified screen, the ability to hold on calls for you, and enhanced call screening capability. Like the new iMessage upgrades with conversation backgrounds, with automatic translation, and with the ability to send out polls to anybody in any conversation. Like the redesigned Photos app, which gives us separated views between your photo library and your collections, and all sorts of new ways to sort and organize your pictures. Like the new Camera app with its redesigned, clean interface, making it easy to snap that perfect picture quickly. Like the enhanced screenshot capability, like the new tools that are built into music, and of course the upgrades to the Files app. There's a ton of new features, but there's just one more thing I want to talk about. Before I drop my MacWhisperer power tip, if you've already gotten great value from this video and you're excited to use the new features, give it a thumbs up. That makes it so much easier for other people to find it. And if you've got a question, a comment, a feature I left out, something you'd like to share with me, drop it into the comments section. I love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, it's time. Hit that subscribe button and that notify bell. There's a whole lot of new changes coming with OS 26, and I want to share all of them with you. And with that being said, it's time for... What time is it? Oh, right. It's time for the power change. In iOS 26, Apple made a ton of changes, enhancing some of the apps that we use the most, like the Camera app, the Photos app, and the Phone app. But in addition to enhancing some of the pre-existing apps, they've given us a brand new app. This is an app that's existed on the Mac for years. It's a helpful tool for opening and editing PDFs and JPEGs, and it's finally made its way over to the iPhone. That's right, this app is called Preview, and it's a game changer. When you first open up the Preview app, you'll be given two options. The ability to create a brand new document. This can be a PDF, this can be a JPEG, this can be a document that you bring other documents into. But you've also got the ability to scan documents. If the only way you know how to scan on your phone is by using a third-party app or by scanning into the Notes app, this is a game changer. Because now all you have to do is click this little Scan Documents button and point your phone at the document you'd like to scan. It will find the edges of the document and save it into your Files app. You can even do multiple pages at a time, making it easier than ever to take that image and save it quickly. When you press the little blue checkbox in the upper right-hand corner, it will save it into Files, allowing you to rename it or place it into any existing folder. But in addition to being able to scan documents, the Preview app has a couple of other tricks up its sleeve. Because it's connected to the Files app, you can open up any PDF or JPEG from your phone and make changes to it. What kind of changes? Well, you can fill that PDF in and even sign it right from your phone without having to print it out and go hunt for a pen. Let me show you what I mean. Let's scroll down here on my desktop until we find this sample PDF. As soon as it opens up, I can autofill by clicking this button, and it will take any information it knows about me and put it onto this document. In addition to letting me autofill this document, I can even sign it. Let's come down to the signature section down at the bottom here. Let's click on our markup tool in the lower left-hand corner. Let's click the plus button, and let me grab one of my signatures. There we go, right there. Let's position it where it needs to be. And now I'm ready to hit the share button and send that signed document via email or text easily, right from your phone. Without any doubt, adding the Preview app from the Mac directly to the phone and iPad is a masterful move on Apple's part, making it easier to deal with documents, to sign documents, to change images, and so much more. So that's what we've got for my favorite features of iOS 26. Make sure to stop by the description or hit this QR code to download your free SmartGuide to walk through all of the changes we talked about today and then some. I hope you learned a ton today, but remember, there's always more to learn. Check out this video over here for even more amazing Apple tips and tricks. I'm Dylan Stewart, the Mac Whisperer, and I'll see you in the comments.